Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is Zach with Zach Attack Cards, and we have another card show recap review for you today. So strap in, this is going to be a fun one. So a couple weekends ago, we ended up going to just a local card show, a small card show. Had maybe 50 tables or so. It was a pretty nice little hotel. They rented out a conference room and ended up running over into the hallways, and I think there was maybe another small conference room, if I'm not mistaken. And it ended up being, I think they tried to say there were 70 dealers there, but I don't think there were quite that many. I'd put it more so in the ballpark of about 50 or so. And everybody was extremely nice as usual, and everybody was willing to make deals, even as the hobby seems to be getting hit by a lot of the nonsense that's going on out there right now with the inflation and all that kind of stuff. So, business is definitely a little bit down, the more I talk to some of the dealers that were there, but it didn't mean that they were less likely to wheel and deal and make you some great deals. And I think I was able to find quite a few of them myself. So without further ado, let's get right into them. As usual, I kind of like to do, check out the WAR for the baseball players. Obviously, the guys that are already in the Hall of Fame or retired, I don't tend to do too much of that. And then with the NFL, I've been doing a lot of learning about this average value number, which is essentially their answer to WAR, according to a whole bunch of articles I've been reading. And it seems to me that essentially that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to basically, be just like baseball and say, well, we you guys have WAR, we have AV, and that's how you can kind of tell if you're, headed for the Hall of Fame or whatnot. So, as usual, the average WAR for Hall of Famers is between 50 and 70. If you want to call it 60, you can, but I prefer to use the 50 to 70 range because there's certainly been a range of players that have gotten in, and there's also a range of players, within that range that haven't gotten in. But there's definitely very few over the 70 mark that haven't gotten in. Whereas for football, this AV value, again, stands for average value. Hall of Famer, at least in modern times, seems to be about 100. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and apply that to what we got here. So first thing here, this is a fantastic Team Trios cards from Absolute. This is Jerry Rice on the top. You got Rich Gannon and Tim Brown. Definitely a prolific trio in the early 2000s. It is numbered. It's 30 out of 100. And as I'm sure you know, Jerry Rice and Tim Brown are already in the Hall of Fame. And Gannon definitely has a chance. I mean, when looking up his AV value, it's about 118. He definitely has an MVP season. That was the year that they lost the Super Bowl, unfortunately, which, I don't know, maybe a Super Bowl title, definitely gets him in, not 100% there. So this was one of the cooler bargains. Probably isn't worth anything to anybody outside of me, but I thought this was really cool. So this is a rookie. Is it rookie tandems, I think? Yeah, rookie tandems, and it's actually authentic event used football that they have patches of here. So you have Antonio Bryant on top and Roy Williams. Antonio Bryant, not a ton of memorable things. I mean, he was maybe a average to just above average wide receiver for the Cowboys in the early to mid 2000s. And then you got Roy Williams down here. Definitely a bit more memorable. So he was the guy that, essentially the horse collar tackle was invented for, that call, right? Because he was the guy, I believe, that made the tackle on Terrell Owens that essentially sealed their fate when it came to, having a healthy Terrell Owens for the rest of the playoffs and that Super Bowl against the Pats that year. And the last one we have up in the back here is Jasson Dominguez. Guy had a bunch of cheap slabs. This happened to be one of them. Haven't really picked up any of Dominguez. I'm not a big prospector, but I do enjoy first Bowmans and rookies and stuff like that for my first Bowman rookie second year box. I don't really have an official title for it yet. But anyway, this guy was selling the card for, $15, and I said, it's a 9. I mean, I know it's only paper, it's not chrome. Obviously, it wouldn't have been $15 if it was a chrome 9. But 9 paper is good enough for me. It does have a little crack up here. If he ever turns out to be a fantastic player, then maybe I'll go to the trouble of getting it reslabbed. But for now, just gonna go in we'll just call it rookie box, I guess, for now to keep things easier. So moving right along, got Greg Maddox, obviously a Hall of Famer. There's nothing, you really can't say anything bad about this guy. It's unbelievable, a guy to have 300 plus wins. He had 18 Gold Gloves in his career. You believe that? He played for 23 years actively, and he had 18 Gold Gloves. So it's insane to me that more than 75% of the time this guy was getting a Gold Glove. But it's even more insane that it doesn't seem like we're going to see really 300 game winners anymore. So definitely had to pick that guy up. Again, Hall of Famer. I think it cost me $2. I think this was the $2 table. The next couple of cards, actually. A couple of Eloy Jimenez. Get the National Baseball Card Day, and then just his regular Topps paper rookie. Again, $2 a pop. Why not? Didn't really have any of his rookies. Hopefully he can figure things out. But his WAR is only at about 3.4, and age 25, so it doesn't appear that he's going to have a Hall of Fame caliber career, but you never know. He's definitely a promising young player. Now we got a pair of Vlad Jr. rookies. Love the Bowman Platinum, and then just got the standard Topps rookie. This is a guy who I think is consistently going to hit 40 home runs a year, and as long as he stays healthy, and he definitely has the ability to reach the Hall of Fame, whether it's just on home runs alone or not. We'll have to see. So he's got a little over 10 WAR at the moment, and he's 25? No, 23. I do have some notes next to me, so I think if you know these things off the top of your head, fantastic. But I feel like oftentimes a lot of people kind of present themselves as knowing such things, when they do, and rather than say that they have some notes and such. So full transparency, I have some notes for the numbers. I haven't memorized these guys' ages and wars and things like that. Moving on, Luis Robert got a bunch of his, doubled up on his rookie debut chrome. Got one for I think like $3. Yeah, it was 5. I got it down to 3, and then this one was 2, so I paid 5 for the pair. And then I got his regular Bowman paper rookie and his Bowman best rookie, which I love. The background of that kind of reminds me a little bit of the old Fleer Metal cards, which are one of my absolute favorite series. So he's sitting on about 7 WAR, age 24. So another guy who's probably going to have to pick it up if he's going to end up making any noise towards the Hall of Fame. Now we got Juan Soto. Now this guy is quite an enigma, right? It's really his age that gives him so much promise, and I didn't end up paying 5. I paid 3 for this too. Essentially, it definitely seems like as long as the guy stays healthy, he's going to make it to the Hall of Fame. But we'll just have to see. He tends to be a slow opener. It seems like that is going to be his reputation going forward. He's going to have a slow open to the season and a faster close. We'll have to see if that happens this year. But he's sitting at just over 20 WAR at age 23. Randy Arozarena, ended up paying $3 for this card. Don't have his any of his rookies, so picked up his Bowman rookie for, like I said, just the $3. And reigning AL MVP, reigning AL Rookie of the Year. So figured definitely worth the investment. And he's got about 6 WAR, age 27. Again, probably needs to pick things up if he's going to make it to the Hall of Fame one day. Now you got yourself a JRod here. So a guy had this for $10, and I said, well, don't really have any of his first cards. I do have a number of his. I guess they're still prospect cards since they're his official rookie is only slowly rolling out here. But, definitely great to pick up his first Bowman for $10. Just need to pick up his Chrome at some point because I think he's going to be a real special player. He's definitely an incredible base stealer, as he's got, 20 stolen bases on the year, right? So definitely looking like he can be a 30-30 player. Next guy, Joey Votto. Now I know this card's not in the best of shape, but I really just didn't have it. That's why I picked it up. You can see some whitening here at the corners, but ultimately ended up paying $3, and I think he's going to end up being a future Hall of Famer. Hopefully it'll be a card that I can kind of upgrade as time goes on, and we'll just kind of see how that goes. It's kind of my plan, just to kind of get my hands on them, and if I can upgrade them at some point, I definitely will. But yeah, he's sitting at about 64 WAR, age 38. It's looking like he's, I don't think he's announced that he's necessarily done, but we'll have to see if he's able to do enough when it's all said and done. He's definitely within the range, so I'll just have to see if it's enough. And we got Andrew McCutchen's rookie card, which I paid up for, paid $8, and it's probably not worth that. But at the end of the day, is just another one of those that I didn't have a rookie of, and he's a guy who is probably going to end up being a borderline Hall of Famer when's all said and done. I mean, he's sitting at about 46 WAR and 36 at age 36. So again, if he can, maybe play a couple more solid years, then we'll be singing a different tune. Moving on, definitely picked up some football. You've already seen at least the two kind of special ones. Dak Prescott rookie. I mean, Dallas Cowboys rookie, no brainer. I don't have any, so ended up picking it up. I got a bulk deal from this guy, so I didn't pay $20. I ended up paying, I think, $90 for the next few cards. Let's see here. I don't want to spoil all the fun, but ended up picking a lot of nice rookies from this guy. And so this whole stack here ended up being $90. So Dak Prescott, like I said, not much more to say besides the quarterback of my team. We'll have to see if he can, finally get us a Super Bowl title. Looking at that AV number, he's sitting at 77 at age 29. So he definitely has time to make it over that 100 number for sure if he can play another few years. Zeke Elliott, rated rookie, same year. Once again, didn't really have any of his rookie cards. Only $6. Not hard to see why his is cheaper. It's unbelievable to me that his yardage per game has dropped every single year that he's been in the league, but definitely more prolifically since he signed his big contract. So he's sitting at an AV of 66 at age 27, which is a bit more worrying because we all know that running backs don't last as long as quarterbacks do. So moving back to baseball, Tony Gwynn, awesome 83 Donruss. This card is in awesome shape. I mean, centering is a tad off, obviously, top to bottom, but it's really awesome. I couldn't have asked for a nicer looking card. Again, didn't end up paying $15, but even if I did, it probably would have, ended up being worth it because everything else is pretty sharp on it. And, one of the best hitters of all time, and that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. And so now we're going to baseball and football, interestingly. Guy had a pair of Bo Jackson rookies. I figured, why not? Let's pick them up. Didn't have them. Definitely got we got the 86 tops. Is that what it is? I believe 86 tops traded. Just a super nice card. And then we got his Topps Super Rookie, which is his infamous rookie card, which again is in really nice shape. Not much more that I can ask for there. Very nicely centered. The baseball card is a little off center, left to right for sure, but again, still very, very nice cards. And this one's tricky, obviously, with the black border at the top. Anytime you have a black border, it's hard to get a pristine card. But what was very interesting to me was the fact that I didn't realize that he played baseball twice as long as he played football. He had 8 years of baseball to only the 4 years of football. But, neither one is he going to end up being a Hall of Famer in. It's just he's just one of those guys with a tremendous reputation. And I loved Bo back in the day. I mean, come on, Bo knows everything. So moving on, we got Travis Kelce, rookie. Really nice Travis Kelce, Topps Chrome. The only thing that I kind of hate about it is it's kind of going back to that, where they have the rookies, they're not in their uniforms or anything like that. It's kind of like the USA uniform stuff they used to do for baseball. So it's definitely not my favorite picture. But, I mean, come on, the guy's Travis Kelce. He's definitely looking like he's going to be a Hall of Famer. If you're going by that AV number, he's sitting at 88, and he's roughly 33. So, we all know he's won a Super Bowl. He's been on numerous Pro Bowls. He's been an All-Pro. So when it's all said and done, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he makes the Hall of Fame. Another Hall of Fame tight end, likely, Rob Gronkowski here. So sounds like he's finally calling it a career. We'll have to see when, Tom Brady comes calling. If, he does decide to stay retired. But as of right now, he claims he is. His AV number is 97, so borderline to that 100 that we were talking about in the beginning of the video. And but I mean, he's done everything. He's a 4-time Super Bowl champ, 4-time All-Pro. Like it's, I think even without that 100 number, he's a Hall of Famer. Once again, back to baseball. Bryce Harper, don't have any of his rookie cards. Picked up his Bowman rookie, which seems to be a lot more prevalent than his Topps rookie. So ended up, paying a much cheaper price than I would have if it was his Topps rookie. So unfortunately, we all know about his injury this year. We'll have to see if he can, come back strong, whether it's towards the end of the year or to start off next year. But he's already looking like a guy who's likely going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's got 43 WAR, and he's only roughly 30. So as long as he has a few strong years left in him, maybe he gets another MVP or something, he should definitely make the Hall of Fame. Francisco Lindor, guy had his first Bowman and one of his rookies from Bowman's Best. Again, fantastic line of cards I'm a big fan of. So I decided to pick them both up. Again, definitely a guy who has the potential to make it into the Hall of Fame. He's at about 33 WAR, and he's only 28 years old. So we'll have to see if he can continue to play the way he's been playing. The cards themselves are in great shape. Again, the black card, very difficult. It's got a little bit of a rough corner there, but other than that, pretty well centered. And then the Bowman's Best, I mean, it's a chrome type, so there's not going to be too many issues with that, except for maybe a surface issue here or there. Last one, first Bowman, Anthony Rizzo. Never actually seen this card until this show, so figured, let's pick it up, add it to the box. Nice looking picture of him on his back on the Red Sox when he was in their farm system. But so he's sitting at about 38 WAR, and he's about 33, so he could be borderline. Depends on how much longer he plays, I'd say. He is having a fantastic year, but we'll have to see. Trayvon Diggs, had to pick up one of his rookies. I think I only have maybe one or two of them in the rookie box. So this is from the Phoenix set, which is gorgeous. I mean, it's basically looks a lot like the Prism in my eyes. But, we all know what he did last year with his 11 picks. We'll have to see if he can continue that or if that was just a blip. But definitely looks like he's got a bright future ahead of him. You want to know his numbers? I do have, he has 19 AV and he's roughly 24. So definitely needs to play a lot more in order to see what his Hall of Fame chances are. But speaking of Hall of Famers, here's Randy Johnson, Baseball Hall of Famer, 89 Fleer, awesome. Signs blacked out in the back for those that know. Moving on to Deion Sanders. Looking, when you look at the stats, I'd say that he definitely has the better two-sport stats, versus Bo Jackson. I know when I was younger, it was always, discussion or back and forth, whether or not Deion Sanders or Bo Jackson was the better two-sport athlete. I always voted for Deion Sanders, being a Dallas Cowboy fan. But, the numbers definitely seem to support it. I mean, neither guy was very prolific at baseball, but Deion Sanders was way, 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 better in terms of stats and accomplishments in the NFL. So, and already a Hall of Famer in the NFL. So moving along, we have Evan Longoria, just another one of his rookies didn't have. I'm going to toss that in with a couple others that I've picked up lately. So it's from the SP series, which is it's just gorgeous card. Very nice rookie card. But Evan Longoria, he's in the same discussion as Joey Votto. He's got he's looking at about 57 WAR at 36, so he's probably a borderline Hall of Famer, may get in at some point. Speaking of borderline Hall of Famers, you got Gary Sheffield's rookie next from 89 Donruss, again in very nice shape. I think this was only like $2. But he's got about 60 WAR. The trouble is, even with his 500 plus home runs and that high WAR number, he's got the steroid stuff working against him. So we'll have to see if eventually that the views change on that, and whether or not he gets in at some point. Mike Mussina, Hall of Famer, didn't have his score rookie. Another one of the very nice junk wax score 91 Mussina rookie. But hated that he went to the Evil Empire towards the end of his career. But what are you gonna do? Got to get your money sometimes, Gary Sanchez, Bowman Chrome. He's definitely having a better year up there in was it Minnesota, I think he got traded to. He's looking at just over 12 WAR and at about 29. So definitely a long way to go before he gets into Hall of Fame contention. Now this card was very interesting to me. Like so bright that I could barely see that it was a rookie or I think it's actually his first year card. Bowman, this is back when they were calling them Bowman first year cards. So basically first Bowman. But anyway, Ryan Howard, very short career, or relatively short career. Only over 14 WAR. I mean, he's not a guy I don't think that's ever going to make it into the Hall of Fame, despite 382 home runs to his name. Chidobe Awuzie no longer plays for my Cowboys, but figured why not pick up one of his rookie cards anyways. He's got 21 AV and he's roughly 27. We'll have to see if he can, improve on that number with the Bengals. Now we got Sterling Shepard from that same set as Zeke and Dak. Excellent. Excellent. Probably overselling him a little bit. He's probably about average wide receiver for the New York Giants. I mean, especially when you look at the guy's numbers. So he's got 6 years, and in 6 years he's got 21 touchdowns. So I mean, he's not easy. A little over 3 touchdowns a year, basically. So I mean, it's not bad. Again, it's just not probably going to end up getting him Hall of Fame worthy. It's got 29 AV at 29 years of age. Jacoby Brissett. Thought this card looked pretty awesome. Rated rookie. And he's definitely one of the better backups in the entire NFL. And being with Cleveland, I mean, he could be the starter now that they've dumped Baker Mayfield. And who knows what's going to happen with Deshaun. It definitely seems like he's going to get some kind of suspension. But definitely a good guy to have waiting in the wings if that's the truth. So he's got 25 AV and he's 29. Likely not going to be a Hall of Famer just because he's a career backup. But those are nice numbers. AJ Epineza. Beautiful rookie card here. Love the optic, purple parallel prism, whatever you want to call it, something like that. But just gorgeous. The prism almost looks like, brush strokes in the back. But he's a young defensive lineman. Buffalo drafted. I have to see if he gets more playing time. He really didn't get a lot of playing time last year, but looks like he could be something coming out of college. And we got Kyle Pitts. This is a guy that I think has a very bright future in the NFL. He made the Pro Bowl last year despite only having just over 1,000 yards. I think it was like 1,005 or something. And he had just the one touchdown as well, which is a little bit disappointing. But, I mean, the guy's only 21 years of age. So, again, assuming he can stay healthy, that's a long, long career. He could be, by the time he's all said and done, he could be up there with guys like Kelce and Gronk that we've already seen. Jaylen Waddle, another guy in the same realm as Kyle Pitts, I think that has a bright future. He had 1,000 yards. He had 6 touchdowns. But obviously the wide receiver core is a little more of a traffic jam than the tight end room, so he did not make the Pro Bowl. And Jay Ajayi, just a Topps Chrome that I didn't have as rookie of. I think he officially retired just last year, or possibly the year before. But played with the Dolphins, played with the Eagles. I think he might have gotten a Super Bowl title with the Eagles. I have to check my facts on that one. But he had only a 20 career average value. So Kevin Biggio, nice, very nice gallery card. I'm a fan of this set for sure. But definitely a slow 22 due to all the injuries that he's had. And he's got just a 6.2 WAR at age 27. So now these all costed me $1. This one ended up being a Kirilloff refractor, which I didn't even notice when I was picking it up. I was just, as you'll see, I picked up a number of Topps Chrome rookies that I didn't think I had. This one happened to be a refractor. But yeah, Kirilloff, yet another guy he's had a real hard time with his injuries. So it's hard to tell what he's going to be. Everybody was very high on him last year, but he hasn't had a whole lot of playing time this year. Just sitting at a 0.5 WAR currently at age 24. My man, Ryan Mountcastle, Mountie, some people call him. Awesome Topps Chrome rookie. He's part of my surging O's. He just finished up that 10-game win streak. Hopefully they can start another one and show us how good that talent can be now with him and Rushman and so many other young guys. But yeah, he's currently sitting at 3.4 WAR at age 25. So definitely a lengthy playing career ahead of him if he can stay healthy. Dylan Carlson, another Topps Chrome rookie. Pretty sure I didn't have, so picked it up. Can't beat it for $1. But yeah, he's playing really well. He's got just over 4 WAR, and he's only 23 years of age. So I think St. Louis has definitely found a stud there. A guy who's kind of fallen off a little bit. Another guy, I guess I should say, fallen off a bit. Bobby Dalbec. He had a decent rookie year. Now his second year has been pretty rough. He's actually just barely positive. He's at about 0.1 WAR last I looked. And unfortunately, he's 27. He's an older rookie, so all that's kind of working against him. And we got Jose Berrios, rookie. Definitely an excellent pitcher for Toronto. I believe it's Toronto this year. Obviously, he came up with the Twins. That's where his rookie is from. But he's got 11 WAR at age 28. He's 6-4 this year, 5.4 ERA, which you could definitely. The wins aren't too bad, but the ERA is definitely higher than you want it to be. Aristides Aquino, definitely a guy who's fallen a long way. His production's been way down since 2019, but I have to see if it's something that he can turn around. I don't have a lot or any of his rookies, so I picked it up. Sitting on 1.2 WAR at age 28, so I figured, why not? And yet another guy who's fallen pretty far, Herman Mercedes. He was DFA'd at one point. Now he's with the San Francisco Giants. So I'll have to see if he can kind of resurrect things. He had some real bright spots last year, but a pretty dismal beginning to this year. And he currently sits at 0.4 WAR at age 29. And lastly, I got Sammy Sosa, rookie from Fleer 90. Pretty sure it's one of just a handful I don't have. I have most of them. Have his tops one, have his upper deck one. I figured I'd add his Fleer here. But, everybody knows the story with him. He's got over 600 home runs, but he actually has previously failed a PED test. So that's definitely working against him when it comes to, Hall of Fame consideration. But yeah, let me know down below what your favorite pickup was in the comments down below. I'd love to hear that, and we could go back and forth. Let me know if you guys have been to a show recently. I'd love to hear what your pickups were. Drop me a like if you want to see more content like this, and maybe a subscribe while you're at it. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.